In the aftermath of World War II, the Soviet Union and Turkey were on the brink of war. The Soviets were interested in controlling the Bosphorus Straits, but also claimed much of eastern Anatolia to expand its territory across the Middle East. This was an important event in the Cold War as the United States became ever more hostile towards the USSR, while Turkey abandoned its neutrality to join the Western powers. The history behind this region goes back to the collapse of the Ottoman Empire after World War I, which began the Turkish War of Independence against the victorious Allied powers. Its leader, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, defeated Armenia, which was soon invaded by the Soviets in November of 1920. As such, the Treaty of Kars was signed in October of 1921 to divide up eastern Anatolia. Turkey regained Kars and the surrounding territory, while the Caucasus was annexed by the Soviet Union. This territorial agreement remained untouched until 2 decades later when the Soviet Union defeated Nazi Germany and turned its attention to Turkey again. According to future Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev, the head of secret police Lavrenti Beria had tempted Stalin to claim eastern Anatolia. Because Stalin was ethnically Georgian, Beria had convinced the Soviet dictator that Georgian lands had been stolen by the Turks during the Turkish War of Independence. As such, on the 7th of June 1945, Soviet Foreign Minister Vladimir Molotov demanded the Turkish government to cede the territories of Kars, Ardahan, and Artvin, going against the Treaty of Kars that was signed in 1921. It was to be incorporated into not just the Georgian Socialist Republic, but the Armenian one too. These ethnic justifications to retake eastern Anatolia were suggested by Molotov, who argued to Great Britain that Soviet control of eastern Anatolia would allow for 1 million Armenians outside of Soviet Armenia to be repatriated to their homes. The Armenian diaspora was largely supportive of this idea, and the Armenian Church had pleaded to Stalin to claim not just Kars but all of eastern Anatolia, the region once promised by US President Woodrow Wilson in 1920. In 1945, the Armenian Church sent a letter to the Soviet dictator to retake eastern Anatolia from Turkey. Great Stalin, on behalf of 1.5 million Armenians in misery and deprived of their homeland, address you with the request to integrate the territory of Soviet Armenia in order to return the Armenians abroad to the motherland. Soviet claims to eastern Anatolia were worsened with the Turkish Strait crisis, where in 1946 the USSR pressured Turkey to set up Soviet bases on the Bosphorus Straits. This escalated tensions between the two countries as the Soviet Union increased its troop presence in the Balkans and naval presence in the Black Sea. With these actions, it seemed like war was possible. However, the main problem against Stalin's ambitions was the United States.
If Turkey is to have the assistance it needs, the United States must supply it. We are the only country able to provide that help.
As such, the United States sent Turkey $100 million worth of economic and military aid in 1947, hoping to bolster the country. This had been part of the Truman Doctrine, one of the most important documents in US foreign policy history, where it would counter any form of Soviet aggression. The USSR's claims on eastern Anatolia had convinced Turkey to turn to the west, which later joined NATO in 1952. With this step, the USSR was unable to invade Turkey and soon abandoned its claims after Stalin's death in 1953.